how to hi Tipper, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
All right, all right. I'm gonna ask our producer. She's gonna give me the thumbs up whether or not we can be heard live on Facebook. But listen, we're gonna go forward, Temple, and listen, we'll get the as long as you can hear me, we're good to go. Good to go, producer? No, all right, all right. Listen, producer. So let me know, give me a thumbs up. I'm excited tonight. All right, here we go, Temple. Listen, y'all, this is Temple Lester. She is an award-winning 13-year-old creator of STEM Girl Swag. Started justtemple.com in third grade, which is a website dedicated to science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. Through her workshops and speaking engagement has exposed over 50,000 people to STEM. Listen, she's a 2019 Youth Entrepreneur of the Year. She is the creator of STEM Swag Box. She is also the 2020 Broadcom Masters Top 10% of middle school science fair participants in the nation, y'all. I'm talking about Temple. Listen, she is a future astrophysicist, if I said it right. And she's also a 2020 virtual summit speaker and more. Welcome, Temple. Thank you so much for being a part of our show. How are you tonight?
I'm excited to be here. Yeah, I'm so excited to talk.
Awesome, awesome. Well, listen, it took us a minute to get here, but we are here tonight. We are persistent. Listen, I was going to do this at the end, but I'm going to start with this first question. Listen, I saw a quote that you said on one of your posts, and you said, "Run when you can, walk if you have to, call if you must, but never give up." What does that mean to you, Tim?
So I always, when I speak, I always talk about that and a challenging and disappointing part. That's what I kind of sum it up with, because as an entrepreneur and as a kid and as a person who goes through life, you always have to face challenges and disappointments, and you have to deal with it. You have to learn from it. You can't just focus on that for the longest part of your life, because it won't work out well. You can't focus on the negativity. You have to focus on the positivity, and that's what really keeps you going. So if you face challenges, if something happens to you where it changes the path that you're on, always get up and always find something else to better yourself and find something to get up for.
Listen, she's only 13. It's hard to believe for myself. I'm telling you, amazing young lady. Wow, Tim, I got to ask you, because I saw where all of this began at the age of 8, right? I believe. What happened? Like just between me and you, what really happened at age 8 that inspired you to take down this path?
So when I was 8 years old, I went to a science summer camp, and I had always been interested in science. I never played what society normalizes as girly things. I didn't play with dolls. I would wash rocks in my grandma's house. I convinced my dad to turn the basement, his man cave, into a science lab. So I had always been interested in science. So I went to that science summer camp, and I was the only girl in my class, in my group, and one of few minorities that were there. And the camp counselors kept calling me their princess. And I didn't want to be a princess. I wanted to be a scientist, just like the boys that were at the camp. So I told them that. And from then on, I started doing more and more research about the gap between men and women in STEM and minorities and non-minorities in STEM. And I learned that there's such a big difference. And as a woman and a minority, I want to do something, and I want to be that inspiration for people that look like me, for little girls that look like me, that see someone doing something they don't usually see someone looks like them do.
Wow. Well, you are, listen, I'm going to give you a lesson. You are doing that, Tempo. You are a light of inspiration, I'm telling you, and we're so proud of you, so proud of you. I got to ask you, listen, you have this STEM swag box. Listen, and I read where it's the coolest science kit ever. Tell me, why is this STEM swag box the coolest? And listen, y'all, Temple created this. She developed this for young people. Please make sure you buy it, and we'll give you all the information before the show is over. But why is this science kit the coolest science kit ever?
Well, I believe, and a lot of other people believe, it is the coolest science kit ever because I created it, of course. And one of my favorite things that I always talk about is my picture is on the back of it. And as I said, there's probably a little girl out there, a brown girl, a black girl that looks like me that doesn't see a woman of color in STEM. And I want to be that inspiration for somebody. When they look at the box, they can see me and say, wow, I have inspiration now to look up to someone doing something that I want to do. Yeah. So that's my box. It's exploding with 7 fun experiments right here. My favorite experiment is to plant seed ball made out of recycled paper, water, and seeds. And you can also make it yourself. It's part of the experiments. And everybody's favorite is magnetic slime, because everybody loves slime.
Except the parents, right?
Yeah, except the parents, definitely.
Right. Awesome. I love it. Well, listen, I'm going to definitely buy one. I'll probably buy 2. I might buy 3. Definitely between now and the holidays. We're going to go to support you. Make sure, where can, it's at www.justtemple.com, right?
Yep. JustTemple.com, JustTemple.com. And that's also my social media, Just Temple, every social media platform except Twitter, which is Just Temple 1. But Instagram is where I'm most active. That's where I'm showing you what I'm doing in my life and what's so STEM and what's very swag about what I'm doing right now.
Listen, I got to ask you, Temple, why did you include the word swag in your product name and all that you're doing?
So STEM Girl Swag is my movement, and it is to encourage girls and minorities to take an interest in science, technology, engineering, and math. But what the swag was all about is because when I was younger, and still now to this day, my friends, they don't want to get into science because they think it's all about being a nerd or it's all about being a geek and you have to look a certain way. You see the people in movies with their spandex and their glasses and their braces. But I'm a nerd, I'm a geek. I love Star Wars, I love sci-fi, but I also love a good pair of Jordans, a good pair of tennis shoes. I love fashion. So it's about being swag and being STEM all at the same time and proving to people that you can do both.
Wow, listen. I saw an article where the heading was trading a crown for a lab coat. Listen, I just want to rewrite it a little bit. I would have said something like she wears the lab coat with her crown, the STEM queen, Temple Lester. I'm just saying, listen, I understand the heading, but listen, you can wear your crown and your lab coat, Temple, because
definitely. I'm always wearing my invisible crown.
Come on now, Temple. Yes, you are. I love it. Listen, you got to explain to me and our audience, what in the world is an astrophysicist? What do they do?
Well, an astrophysicist is just a person who involves physics and astronomy. I started out being an astronomer. I wanted to be an astronomer because I had a love for astrology, and I still do. I can tell you all about your zodiac, all about your birth chart. But it started out as a love for astrology, turned into a love for stars, turned into a love for astronomy. And I love looking outside and seeing the constellations. Oh, this is whatever star it is, this is the constellation it's in, and then that turned into astrophysics because just involving more science and doing more hands-on work than just looking. But an astrophysicist is really somebody that involves physics to help us know what's happening, what we can't explore by ourselves. So it's about helping NASA get to the place where they need to go and learning about what is our next galaxy, what's the galaxy next to us look like, and what is across from us and what's light years away. So that's really what it's all about.
I mean, listen, I'm hearing you talk, Temple, and I'm like, you need to be in somebody's college, somebody's like doing a class. I mean, it is phenomenal. It's inspiring. What keeps you motivated? I mean, what is it that keeps you going?
So there's 2 things that I always talk about that keep me motivated. It's the 2 things that I remember most and keep next to me. So again, with the boxes, as I said, that picture on the back, seeing like a little girl that looks like me doing something that I do, and I be that inspiration to them, because I always say, if you can't see it, you can't be it. So how are you supposed to do this thing that you can't see? But about a year ago, my boxes came out. So it's almost their 1-year anniversary. And I started GoFundMe for those, raised over $5,000 for that. And I went to schools in my community who may not have access to science at home. So I went to a school in my community and I dropped off a whole bunch of boxes. I missed school for half a day, but I dropped off boxes and I got to deliver them to the kids. And it was so sweet. It was a moment that like will stay forever with me no matter how far I go, because it's like, this is what I do it for. And then another thing that always keeps me going is positivity. As I said, I surround myself with positive people, the right people, close friends, family always support me no matter what. So that's kind of what I keep there.
Wow, amazing, amazing. Do you want to be an astronaut?
I don't. I don't want to go to
Wow.
outer space. I'm staying here on this earth, helping.
Wow.
That's kind of why I went with astronomy and then to astrophysics. So I was like, I can help them out and I can learn more about it here. I don't want to go out there.
Wow. Listen, I gotta ask you now, again, like between us, right? So all these science experiments I'm seeing you do on the videos,
Yeah.
which are amazing. Please follow her Instagram, every social media that you can, right? Has anything ever gone the way, not quite the way you intended it to? Because listen, you're doing these in your home, I think. So has anything ever like kind of gone wrong a little bit?
Everything goes wrong when you're a scientist, no matter what science you want to do. You have to test things out and see if they will work. So, of course, different experiments, like recently I did an experiment on temperatures checks and different thermometers and which would be best. And none of them were close to each other. So I just kind of stuck with the major scientist said, and stuck with the forehead one, the non-contact one. But yeah, different things. So my box, it was an experiment to put that together, different things we had to figure out what is the perfect size for the box, what can all fit into the box, how do you ship the box? So a lot of that is just experimenting. We experiment all the time in our everyday lives.
Wow, wow. How did you become so confident in your speaking? Listen, everybody, she's a keynote speaker. I mean, for so many platforms, I can't even list everything. But where does your confidence come from? And were you always confident?
Well, I've been speaking since I was 3. My mom's a public speaker, my dad's a public speaker, so I always kind of grew around that, friends and family friends in the industry. So I know what it's like to go up on stage and be in front of a big crowd and see how they act behind the scenes. But I would used to go up to stage when my mom was speaking and I'd go speak with her, and there are photos of me doing that. But I think my first event was my preschool graduation, and I spoke there and I like moderated it. But that was my first time kind of doing it and I just loved it. So that's what I do now. And I see myself more as an advocate and a public speaker than I kind of do of a scientist at this point right now, because I want to encourage people to do it. But confidence, you have to have confidence, whether it's starting a business, you have to be confident in your business because you have to believe in what you're doing to make it work. And so I've had confidence in my business. There's a few things that I didn't have confidence in. Like I remember when I was younger, a couple years ago, that I didn't want to kind of share what I was doing with my classmates because I thought they would think, oh, she's bragging. Oh, she thinks that she's better than us. And I wasn't necessarily doing that. I was just trying to show what I was doing, but it just made me feel like that's what they would say. So I would keep to myself about it. But then kind of as I moved along and as I grew older, I started talking more about it and people became interested. I knew for like the first year at my private school, I would have to miss school sometimes to go public speak. And I didn't want to show up in kind of my outfits and my fancy clothes. But then people ask me, oh, where have you been? And then my friends would answer for me because they followed me on Instagram and they would see they're like, oh, she's out public speaking.
Love it. I love it. I want to ask you about your friends in schooling. Like, did anyone treat you differently? Because to me, you're famous. You know, I mean, listen, to me, you're a superstar. You're famous. I can't wait to one day get your autograph and get a picture with you. Listen, so has anyone treated you differently because of your fame?
Not necessarily, not my closest friends. Like when they find out, they're like, oh yeah, that's cool. I'm gonna go scroll through your Instagram, see what you're doing. But they don't treat me any different. I just go to school, they'll just say, oh, I saw your Instagram post, and I kind of show them what I went through. But no, we just talk to each other about regular things. They're just my good friends. I remember last year in 7th grade, I would come back from something, and my friend, we were in French together, and I was coming back. It was right after lunch, and they were like, "Where have you been, Temple?" And one of my friends was like, "Oh, where have you been?" And then he showed my Instagram to them. It's like, there she was. I was like, "Oh, okay. What did I miss in class?"
Right,
So it just went
right,
straight to that.
right.
So nobody's really ever treated me different. I guess what would be treated differently would be where I go to speak, because I usually speak at schools, and I speak to parents and teachers, and I speak to students. So that would be kind of treated like the little kids in the audience would look at me. They're like, I remember I went to go speak at my previous school, like last year, my first school from kindergarten to 3rd grade. I went back there to speak. It was a full circle moment, but I went back there to speak, and I got to see all my friends, which was super cool that I hadn't seen in a long time. But there were also little kids that were out there, and I went somewhere, and then they were next to me, and they just looked at me like, and ran away. So I was like, okay, I
Right.
get it. I understand.
Wow, wow. Listen, you're 13 and you're a teenager, right? Going into your teenage years. What would you say has been your biggest challenge to date?
Ooh. So my biggest overall challenge, which I think a lot of people would go with, is COVID. Quarantine. A lot of that had hit me personally in different ways. Like my birthday was March 9th, turned
Happy
13 on
birthday.
March 9th. Thank you. But I turned 13 on March 9th, and the nation closed on March 13th. I was supposed to have a birthday party on March 14th, with over 200 people there. And I was supposed to go to Italy for my birthday on a school trip for that 2 weeks prior to my birthday. And Italy had that surge of COVID cases before the US did, so I didn't get to go there. And and then being a kid and missing that social part that's really key to humanity is a lot. And it's still a lot. I haven't had a lot of social interaction with other people, just my same little bubble. So it's been kind of hard. I'm like, am I missing my years? I know I'm going to live for a lot longer time, but am I missing this key childhood moment? Am I missing my last year of middle school, which I technically call my last year of being a child because high school seems like a lot? So this is my last year being a child in my term. So am I missing that? It's just something that is. mm, eh.
Well, listen, I'm telling you, even to the point, just hearing you now, I know that happened in March, and but listen, as I said, beginning of this show, everything has purpose, right? Not knowing why things happen in life and different, but I'm telling you right now, Temple, you are still an amazing light. You are giving so much joy to other people, both young and of age. So we're so proud of you. Listen, you were part of a national campaign for STEM. And I got like what does it feel like to be a voice for STEM on a national platform?
So recently, the commercial was on. It's created by the same people who does the Truth commercials, which I think a lot of people have seen. But it's about She STEM too, about getting girls into STEM, and I'm kind of the face of that movement. But
Yes.
a couple days ago, I think during Thanksgiving break, my mom got a text from my uncle, and it was at like 5:30 in the morning, and they were like, "Is that my niece? Is she on TV?" And my commercial was on TV, and I had never seen it on TV. I just saw it off of YouTube. And that was like, wow, like I've been on TV before, but I'm going to be on a commercial that's recurring on popular stations because it was on Fox. And I was like, wow, that's super cool. So a lot of that is just kind of getting to where I want to be and getting that feeling of, this is how I feel right now. This is how I want to feel in 10 years when I'm doing something even bigger.
I love it. I love it. I love. Listen, what is next for Temple? What is next for STEM girl swag? And I want to ask you, are you are you developing or do you have a male counterpart or somebody that's developing a STEM boy swag? I'm just
Well,
saying.
so what's next for Temple
Yeah.
is finishing her finals for this semester, getting those grades.
Okay.
That's what's next for
Okay.
Temple. But what's for next for my brand is a STEM swag box too. Getting that incorporated and maybe getting the box in stores and out to
Yes.
retailers. That's what's really up next, focus business wise. And about STEM boy swag, I really created it for the girls, but there's different things on my
I
website.
know.
But there's different things on my website, in my merchandise, the STEM swag shop, that excludes STEM swag boxes and STEM girl swag t-shirts. There's no fear. We just got that in a new color too, just because somebody ordered it for a birthday and we thought it was a super cool color. And different things. There's future scientists. There's just things that are out there for everybody. And if a boy wants a STEM girl swag shirt, definitely he can get one.
I hear you, Temple. I hear that. Listen. I have to. When we get back to some kind of sense of normalcy, I'm gonna have to fly you out to Jersey. Listen, y'all. She's from Atlanta, Georgia, right?
Yep, I'm from
Atlanta,
Atlanta,
Listen,
born and raised. Both my parents born and raised here, South, city South though.
wow. Listen, I gotta ask you. There's a gentleman out there by the name of Mr. Tyler Perry. Have you ever presented anything to him about Temple STEM swag project?
I have not, but I have passed his studios many times, going on the other side of Atlanta. I'm from the east side of Atlanta, so I don't really go over there that much. But when I do, I love to go past it, see what's happening there.
Wow. Well, listen, if you had to describe yourself, and I know, listen, everybody, I am keeping Temple because it's late. She will have a dinner already. Her mama wait. But listen, really, if you had to describe yourself in 1 to 3 words, who is Temple Lester?
I would say my full name, my 3 letters in my name. Um, I would say 3 words that describe me would be ambitious, myself, and wise. Those are 3 words that I would use to describe myself. I've been called wise for a very, very long time, and I've been more ambitious about what I want to do. And I see what I want to do now. I'm visualizing it. I see what other people are doing and kind of how I want to be out in the world. And then myself, I've always been myself. I'm not scared to be myself, which a lot of people are. So I think that's something really cool.
Wow. I gotta ask you, what has it cost you to be you? Because see, what happens is, and I don't mean negative wise. I mean because people see you at a place which is so amazing. And again, we're so proud of you. But what did it take for you to get to where you are now? And again, not always negative, but sometimes, but in anything that we do, there's always a cost, right? There's always a sacrifice or a cost. What did it cost Temple to be the Temple that we see now?
I feel like it costed a lot more to kind of grow up a little quicker than another child would. Like there are people my age that I'm friends with right now out playing video games, but I'm out here doing a podcast interview. And I've always kind of felt that way about when I started my company. I always thought, what will happen? Will I lose a piece of my childhood? But I haven't yet. I haven't, but I feel like I've lost a little bit of that kind of having to grow up faster and learning how to show myself out to the world a lot more before others have to, because a lot of people wait till high school or out of college to start doing companies and start getting jobs when I've had one since I was 9. So I really
Wow.
gotta risk it.
You've been working since the age of 9?
Yep.
Wow, everybody, listen. This is Temple Lester. I'm telling you, listen. Don't make sure that you follow her, connect with her, support her business. Listen, is there anything that you would change about your journey thus far?
I wouldn't change anything because it's led me to where I am. Everything we do leads us to where we are. No matter what, there's a different reality where I've said something else at this exact point, leading us to a different conversation. But yeah, so just that.
Awesome. Listen, I got to ask you. You talked about your family and the role. Tell me a little bit about the importance of your family and how they've helped you become who you are.
Well, as my family likes to say, I'm spoiled. I'm an
Not
only
Temple, not
child.
uh-huh.
I'm an only child.
You
I am,
too.
yeah, I am an only child. I am the youngest. All my cousins are older. On my mom's side, all my cousins are men. So I was that girl. I was the first girl on both of my sides of my family. So that's really, I just get spoiled a lot. But my family is just the one thing that I don't think I will ever be able to be like live without. I wouldn't be myself without it. From saying my grandma's house where I washed rocks and she still has them, and she's one of my best friends, and my mom who is my total twin. We act so much alike. Just her being there for me and kind of being my manager throughout all this time, and my dad who I spend so much time with, who kind of got me to interested in science, who I've watched speak from an early age, both him and my mom. So I kind of seen that. So them introducing me to everything. My graphic designer is my cousin. So he designed the box. So
Wow.
and my website. So I kind of, and I took him to college. So I think that's a good thing. I took him to college at the age of 0. But my family's just my important thing. They're just always there to look out for me and always interested in what I'm doing and always commenting on my stuff and showing my support for me. As I said, my uncle buys a shirt. One of my uncles buys a shirt every time, matches him with one of his shoes. So I think that's also so cool. My uncle saw me on TV and sent it and was hollering in the background. So I think that support is just really what keeps me going. I don't need friends if I have my family. Friends are just a plus.
Wow.
So that
Awesome. And what's your cousin's name that designed the box?
his name is Joey.
Shout out to Joey. Great
Shout
job,
out to
Joey. Just
Joey.
wanted to give you a shout out to Joey. Awesome, awesome. Listen, I'm just so proud of you, of who you are. It's such an honor to have you on this show. I've followed you and all of your amazing experiments, and I try to comment as often as I can. Tell me, what does Temple do in her downtime when she's not creating experiments or doing experiments or not on a speaking engagement? What is Temple doing just to
So
relax?
as I said, I'm visualizing what I want to do in the future. So I spend a lot of time watching TV. Definitely, that's what I learned everything about. I love Jeopardy. One of my favorite things, R.I.P. Alex Trebek. But I love watching Jeopardy. I do Netflix. I do all the streaming services. Just some things that kind of make my personality. But I watch TV. I'm on social media. I'm that Gen Zer. I grew up in the age of social media. So I see what's happening in the world. I listen to music a lot. That's kind of my getaway from everything. I read. Um, yeah, that's what I'm doing in my spare time.
Love
Basically,
it.
that's the only thing.
Wow. Now, Temple, I don't know if you sign your boxes, but when I order the boxes, I'm gonna need a personally signed copy. If I got to send you money to mail me one from your house,
Got
but
you.
I would like a signed, and that was gonna go in my office, right? So I'll get the other ones for my nieces and but that one's gonna go in my office. So I appreciate that. Listen, there's so much that you have done, so much that you are planning to do. Like, how do you balance it all with schoolwork, with your business, with just having time for just you? How how do you find time to balance it all?
Well, it's hard. I feel like it's better now in quarantine when I'm doing online school because I can take a break and I can run downstairs. I ran downstairs the other night from doing math homework, geometry homework, which is 2 years ahead of where I am. But I was doing geometry homework and I ran downstairs to watch the SpaceX launch a spacecraft to the ISS. So I can take a break from things easily. So that's what's really a privilege. But it's a lot to balance, especially at a young age, and you have to kind of acquire those skills.
Uh, well, listen, I'm not going to keep you too much longer because I know it's late. I want to ask you though, what do you say to a young person who has all these dreams, right? But just doesn't quite know how to take that step how to go forward, may not have the confidence that you have. What do you want to say to them?
Two things, and they may sound a little cliche, but they always work out, is to be yourself and surround yourself with positivity. I know I said the positivity thing a lot, but if you surround yourself with negativity, you're just going to go down and down, and you're not going to feel yourself. You're not going to have the confidence. And then just be yourself, because being yourself will just solve something. So what I say for a company is, it's not a business, it's solving a problem, it's a solution. And usually the best businesses are something that you solve that has an effect on you. So I have STEM Girl Swag, and it's about girls, minorities getting into STEM, which I am both. So it's always about solving that problem that you see and seeing that first thing. So be yourself and find a problem that you think you can fix, and you probably can.
Do you see why she's amazing, everybody? I'm telling you right now, you cannot, like, she's really real. Like she's not like a mirage. She is really a real person. And age 13 at that. And just amazing. Listen, just really quick, just want to do this other sort of game that I do. And then I'll give you the floor for any final words that you want to share to inspire the world. And then I'll do a little bit of a closeout, and then we'll let you go. Listen, we do this like a little word play. So I'll give you a word. You tell me the first thing that comes to your mind.
Okay.
The first word is stars.
Astronomy.
Okay. The next word is moon.
Earth. Lunar. Luna.
The next word is space.
Aircraft. An aircraft. That's it. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Next word is mind.
Science.
The next word is greatness.
Psychology. Psychological.
The next word is promise.
Keep your promises.
Wow. I love that, Temple. I love that. Next word is persistence.
Always be persistent no matter what you're doing.
Wow. Wow. Do you need an adopted uncle, like an extra one? Because I'm telling you,
A lot of uncles. I have a lot of uncles, so I don't know. Maybe I can
wow.
put on that list. I can write you down.
Okay. Yeah. You can add me onto the waiting list. It's okay. It's okay. But no, that's awesome and amazing. Listen, we're so proud of you. Again, I thank you for your patience with the technical difficulties that we had getting on tonight. So again, I sincerely apologize. I would love to have you back at some point again to do it the way that but you know what? As I said before, Temple, there's purpose in all of this. But listen, I want to give you the floor at this time to give any shout outs or any last words of inspiration before I do my final words and we let you go. So the floor is yours. Anyone you want to give a shout out to or just want to inspire the world again?
Guys, thank you so much for having me, first of all. Go follow my social medias, Just Temple with 2 T's in the middle. Just to see what I'm doing, come and DM me. I always talk to people no matter what. I always talk to you, tell you what I'm doing, and just do it. It says Nike, but do it. Do whatever is on your brain. If it doesn't work out, you'll find something else to do. You always have to try. I tried with many different things before I made my company. I tried a lot of things before 9 years old, from a book to just different things from there. A book was my first thing, and that never worked out. And I changed it, and I'm here now, and I'm doing all these incredible things. So if it doesn't work out on the first time, try something else, try it again. You never know.
Awesome, Temple. Listen, I gotta ask you one more thing before this go. What other skills? Because I seen you do archery. I mean, you was and now if that was your target, you was hitting them. I was like, I'm not messing with Temple. I mean, I was like, I'm not gonna mess with her with no bow and arrow now. So, like, did you learn that, or you knew how to do that? Or
So I'm a Girl Scout. I've been a Girl Scout since I was in first grade, so that's about 7 years now. And
yes.
I've gone to Girl Scout camp twice. Spent the night there for a week and stayed for a week.
Temple. Wait. Don't tell me they're teaching Girl Scouts archery.
Yeah, definitely. It's at every camp I've been to.
What?
I've been to 2 different camps, and it's there. So it's archery. I'm good at it. That was mine. You saw it was the first one in there. If you guys go check out my Instagram, you'll see it. But yeah, and I won. My entire Girl Scout troop went this Saturday, and I had the most points. So that was kind of cool. But I do more than that. I play piano, guitar. Yeah, I just do a lot of stuff in my free time.
I see that. I'm trying to learn the guitar as well, the ukulele actually, but yeah. So you play the guitar. Do you sing?
I don't. I can't sing,
I
and
don't know,
it's
Temple. I
really
don't know, Temple.
interesting. I can't sing. I can't personally sing, and I don't like that I know how to play instruments and I can't sing because I play a song and I'm singing with it. I would never put that out on the internet.
Well, listen, we might have to do a duet because I love singing.
Oh, okay.
So we may have to do a duet one day. Is that okay with you?
Yeah, definitely.
All right. And listen, the one last thing I want to ask you, listen, I want to ask you if you're ever out on the East Coast in Jersey, or if I'm ever out in Georgia. I got family out in Griffin, Georgia. So I think I'm not sure how far that is. Maybe, I don't know if it's a half hour.
It's part of Metro Atlanta, far my Metro, but it's part of Metro Atlanta, so definitely.
All right, listen, if I'm ever out there again, which I know I will be, I would definitely try to connect. Listen,
I will make sure to see you in Jersey. I would love to go to Jersey. I watch Jersey Shore. So I would love to go to Jersey. I love some New York. I've been to New York a couple times. I love to live in New York. So northeast is my part, and then Atlanta. So the south end. So just the East Coast is basically where I love to be in the United States. So I definitely try to make it out and see you.
Well, listen, I would love to do a photo shoot with you.
Definitely.
So I love taking pictures. So I would love to do an on-location photo shoot with you.
I would love to. That would be so incredible.
Awesome. I can't wait, everybody. Listen, any other words you want to share with us? Again, thank you to your mom, your dad, your family, everybody for making this happen. Any last words you want to have?
Thank you so much. This was so incredible. Podcast may be my new favorite thing to do. This is my second one in the past 2 weeks. So thank you so much for having me. Thank you everybody on Facebook for tuning in. Make sure you go check out my socials. Just thank you so much for having me, and go make your business, do your business, solve a problem.
I love it. I love it. Listen, no, everybody, this will also be on YouTube. You can share the video. You can comment on it. So, but listen, thank you, Temple Lester. Let's give it up for Temple Lester. Listen, again, I want to just do this real quick, Temple, for those who maybe came in a little bit late. But listen, this amazing young lady, again, award-winning, 13-year-old, creator of STEM Girl Swag, started justtemple.com. That's right, show the box, Temple. Show the box. In third grade, which is focused on science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. Through her workshops, speaking engagements have exposed over 50,000 people to STEM. She's the 2019 Youth Entrepreneur of the Year, creator of the STEM Swag Box, the 2020 Broadcom Masters top 10% of middle school science fair participants in the nation, future astrophysicist, 2020 Virtual Summit speaker, and more. The amazing, the phenomenal, the astronomical Temple Lester. Thank you so much, Temple. We appreciate you. Listen, everybody, this is Troy Alexander, Inspiration with Troy Alexander. Make sure you get a box this holiday season. Go to justtemple.com. She's on Instagram. I'm telling you, show the box again, Temple. We want to get hundreds of boxes sold between now and Christmas. We believe it today. It's a wonderful investment in your young people. And listen, she is an inspiration to the world. Get to know her, follow her, connect with her. This is Inspiration with Troy Alexander. We are here every Monday, sometimes 2 or 3 times out the week, but every Monday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thank you so much. And you know my motto, dream, take that step and walk with purpose into your destiny. This is Troy Alexander. Have a great night. Thank you, Temple. Have a great night.